about the history part and the building and that experience that you've preserved, if you will. Do people talk about that? Do they appreciate that part of it as well?
We do. We get that quite a bit. When we started the original renovation of the property, at the time it was originally the JT Mertile store. Then it went through a couple other business changes, and the last business there was Parker Electric. And so everybody kind of knew it as the Parker Electric building. The Parkers have been around for a long time, 60, 70 years they had been in that property and doing business out of that. It had not been updated since probably the 40s or 50s. It was a very old building. The interior of it still had the original brick walls. The upstairs had the original flooring for the most part, and that's a little key to the reason I say for the most part. It was painted over red. And so it just looked like a red floor up there when you walked in. There downstairs was just plywood for the flooring. It wasn't anything that was upkept because it was just a workshop basically for them, for the electric company. We knew we wanted to keep it as historic as possible. Well, the upstairs hadn't been used in a while. So it had this red painting across the bottom of just literally red paint laid through there. As we started sanding that, we were using our belt sander, and we got to about 2/3 of the way back, and we noticed there started being some blue come up in it. And we said, well, that's a little weird, it's red paint. So we stopped, and the person who was doing it started sanding a little bit by hand just to see what was underneath it. And good thing they did, because at that point, we saw a design underneath that. So we said, okay, there's something here. So we hand sanded the rest of it back there, got that up, and when we got done, we didn't know what we had. It was just a checkerboard is what it looked like up there. In the meantime, I actually had Jim Isley and Andy Suits, who came upstairs. We were talking about the Peach Festival. They needed a place to meet and discuss it. And while they were standing there, they were looking at it, and Andy said, do you know what you have here? And I said, no, I mean, it's just, we found it underneath the floor. He said, you have an amazing piece of history, Seth. This is the first Masonic flooring.
Wow.
And I said, really?
Wow.
He said, yes. He said, this is the first Masonic Lodge here in Wilkes County. He said, and this is the original Masonic flooring right here. He's like, leave that. Don't destroy any of that. Don't change it.
So how often does that happen?
We have private events up there all the time. We're booked almost every other weekend at least, if not every weekend. We'll have groups and meetings that'll happen during the week, and probably 1 out of every 3 meetings we'll have somebody who comes through there and say, this is absolutely amazing, this piece right here. I can't believe you have this piece of history in here. It's absolutely beautiful. And now we use it for games, entertainment, parties. We have weddings that'll be up there. We have birthday parties. We have anniversary parties.